Oden is an intelligence-based mage from the Graveborn faction who focuses on AoE damage and controlling his enemies, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at his skills and abilities, his teams and uses, and whether or not it's worth investing in this hero, so let's get into it. Oden's ultimate ability, Soul Burn, is going to target the enemy with the highest energy. It's going to deal damage that scales with how much energy they currently have, but it's also going to remove all of their energy. Now this ability is always going to cost Oden at least 300 energy, but as the enemy's energy increases and how much he's depleting, he will lose more of his energy to use the ability. On top of that, after the ability is used on an enemy, they can no longer recover energy for the following 5 seconds. His next ability, Void Lightning, is going to open up a portal that's going to shoot some lightning across the battlefield, dealing some AoE damage, but also recovering energy for Oden depending on how many enemies are hit. For his next ability, Eviction, he's going to open up a portal that's going to suck in the enemy with the highest percentage of health, and then drop them on top of the weakest enemy on the battlefield, dealing some AoE damage. Oden's final ability is a passive which accumulates Fiend points, and for every energy that Oden gains throughout a battle, he will gain 1 Fiend point. And at 300, 1000 and 2000 Fiend points respectively, he's going to gain added effects from opening his eyes. At 300 Fiend points when he opens his first eye, his Eviction ability is now going to have a stun effect, so when he teleports that enemy on top of their teammates, it's also going to do an AoE stun on everyone in the area. At 1000 Fiend points when he opens his second eye, his Void Lightning is going to now target the furthest enemy as well. And at 2000 Fiend points, when he opens his third and final eye, it will enhance his basic attacks to also reduce the enemy's energy by 60 points per attack. And if all that wasn't enough in one ability, with his skill ups, it's also going to increase his attack rating and haste each time he opens an eye. Oden's signature item skill, Vengeful Fury, ties into his passive ability and gives him an additional way to earn Fiend points. Now, with his signature item, every time he takes a point of energy away from an enemy, that is also going to grant him a Fiend point, allowing him to open those eyes quicker. And as you level up this signature item, it's going to further increase his attack rating and haste based on the amount of Fiend points he accumulates. And now for his furniture ability, Cursed Descent. At level 3, enemies that are struck by Oden's Void Lightning will have their energy recovery reduced by 80% for 5 seconds. And at level 9, he's going to passively use an additional Void Lightning every 8 seconds that's going to target the enemy with the highest current energy. Oden's fantastic control ability to be able to teleport enemies on top of each other, stun them, and reduce energy makes him a really strong asset in the early game in just about any team. You put him behind your carry unit, hopefully he can stay alive back there, and then he's going to just continually group those enemies, stun them, and help control them until you can get victory. As we move into the later game, he gets some more specific teams built directly around him, and the main one that we're going to look at in this video is going to be the Portal Party. Now for the Portal Party team, there is 2 core members, being Oden and Pippa. Pippa has a very similar ability to Oden where she's able to teleport enemies on top of other enemies and stun them. So these two make up the portal core that's going to teleport all the enemies, group them all up, and allow your team to control them very easily. And as we move into the rest of the team, there's many options you can take. You can take more tanky approaches, you can take more supportive approaches, or you can take more damage dealers. It depends on the situation. You can use heroes like Gorvo, Tassi, Nomura, Orthros, Iron, Rowan. There's a large range of heroes that you can sub into this team in certain situations to make it work. But the team we're going to look at today is going to consist of Rowan, Gorvo, Tassi, Pippa, and Oden. So the way this team plans to work is to have Oden and Pippa teleport enemies at the very start of the battle, grouping them up and stunning them, followed up by Gorvo jumping into the air, shell-shocking down on top of them, and stunning them as well. We also have Tassi in there, who's going to be able to banish an enemy, but also when she gets to her ultimate, she will be able to sleep the whole enemy team. And due to having Tassi in the team, when Pippa uses her ultimate, she's going to imitate Tassi's ultimate, also sleeping the whole enemy team. Then we also have Rowan in that front row, where when he does his ultimate, It's going to increase your whole team's energy and attack, which is going to get you across to more CC faster, but it's also going to stun the enemy team, buying you some more time. So as you can see, this team relies heavily on the control aspect of the team to basically not let enemies move at all until the damage from Oden and Pippa is able to kill them. When we look at artifacts for Oden, Warden of the Arcane and Windbinder are both fantastic options. Warden of the Arcane for the haste it provides, and Windbinder for that extra energy at the start of the battle, allowing him to open his first eye faster. However, if you haven't unlocked the Windbinder yet, something like Jura's Eye or Jura's Call can work very well on Oden as well. So with all that out of the way, should you invest in Oden? And the answer is yes, he's a fantastic hero if you are going to build teams around him like the Portal Party. Now the cool thing about Oden is you don't need to do full investment. He works really well with an investment of 20 signature item and 3 furniture. Now you can go beyond this, but it's not vital, so you can focus on other heroes that you really need that 9 furniture or 30 signature item on before you go into Oden. Like anything, every little bit is going to help, but completely functional at that point of 20 signature item and 3 furniture. So that is going to be it for Oden. He's absolutely amazing at controlling enemy positions, stunning them, reducing energy, and just fantastic from early game into late game if you build teams around him. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.